Am I seriously about to put this on here? Greetings to all who have joined me on this adventure as I spread music and hospitality all over the United States. Today I find myself in Philadelphia, home of the cheesesteak. I figured while I'm here I might as well try the best of the best meaty cheesy hoagies and rank them and rate them accordingly. I will be judging them by their steak, by their cheese, by their bun, by their toppings, and by their handleability, giving them a maximum opportunity of scoring 50 points and becoming, in my opinion, the best cheesesteak in Philadelphia. Several of my family, friends, and fans have already donated munch money to the cause and given me recommendations, so I absolutely will be going to those places my supporters have suggested I try. Now let's go eat some Philly cheesesteaks. Tonight I'm at Max's Steak because I was recommended to come here by a local, so I thought I'd check it out and see what sets them apart from the rest. He's singing with joy in his heart. The sandwich is out. Let's see what it looks like. Lots of people inside here talking this place up as it being their favorite, so I can't wait to take a bite and see what this is all about. Got cheese, got steak, here we go. I know I can't sing for what? Y'all gotta listen to the lyrics. I'm gonna give the steak a 7. I'm gonna give the bread an 8. It's really good bread. I'm gonna give the cheese a 7, and I'm gonna give the toppings a 6 because it's just ketchup and the normal toppings. Overall handleability, we're gonna go with the 6. That puts Max's Steak at a 35 out of 50. I gave him an extra point because of the guy singing. I thought that was great. One of my donations was from Tim Bragg, and he told me I have to put Cheese Whiz on it. So I think I found the perfect and fitting place to try a sandwich with that style. So that brings me to Gooey Louie's. Gooey. Am I seriously about to put this on a Philly cheesesteak? Why couldn't I choose like Philadelphia cream cheese from Philadelphia? I could just buy the potato chips that have the flavoring of it. Okay, here we go. Let's see what that did. I give the steak a 6, the cheese a 6, toppings a 5. We'll give the bone a 5. Handability a 5, it falls apart a bit. Bringing Gooey Louie's to a grand total of 28 out of 50. I gave them an extra point because they tolerated my goofiness in there. Today I find myself in the Boris Food Hall, which is a popular place for a lot of restaurants. And inside here, we're gonna find Marino Brothers, which is a cheesesteak that everybody's been talking about around here. I'm so relieved to have found this place because they have it the way it's intended to be eaten, which is the way Timmy Bragg was trying to tell me. I'm totally messed up yesterday. So today I'm gonna get to experience what it actually is supposed to be like with Cheese Whiz. What a goofball I was yesterday. I put easy cheese on a sub. This is what we're looking at here. This thing is huge. It's gonna be a tough fit. I'm gonna give the steak an 8, the cheese a 9, because the cheese is amazing. The toppings an 8, because they're also really good. The bread gets a solid 7, because it is pretty darn good. Handleability, I'm gonna give it a 7, because it's pretty easy to hold. However, it does drip down my hand, so it does kind of cause the score to go down just a smidge. Oh, this one's so good though. Like the more I eat it, the better this one gets. Gotta get their grand total correct because it just kept getting better and better, so I went up an extra point on the bread, because the bread was better than I thought. And an extra point for this cool, amazing building it's in. So we're bringing them to a grand total of 41 out of 50, and that's a great score for that place. This evening, I find myself at Tony and Nick's Steaks. I'm going to dedicate this experience to a new friend named Abby Holmes, who saw my advertisement on my car window and donated to me. So thanks, Abby, for help funding this cheesesteak. Here's the cheesesteak, and it's on a French baguette. I'm gonna rank the steak a 6. The cheese flavor does come through, so we'll give them an 8 on the cheese. Fixins, I'm gonna score a 6 as well, because they've become quite mushy. The French baguette gets an 8. The handleability gets a 6. Giving Tony and Nick's Steaks a grand total of 35 points out of 50. I gave them an extra point because they really have the theme of like the Betsy Ross original flag for Philadelphia being the birthplace of America. Hands down coolest signage though. My sister recommended 2 very popular cheesesteak places, so I'm gonna go here and dedicate this one to Jennifer Collins. Love the seating area here. Look at that ribeye. Cheesesteak. I'm gonna score the steak a 9. And the cheese also a 9. Wow, the fixins are bomb-tastic. I'm giving them a 9. Yeah, I love when the vegetables are crunchy, and they pulled that off nicely. The bread is working so well with the sandwich. I'm also gonna score the bread a 9. Handleability gets a 10. The presentation of it was just flawless. Well, that brings Gino's to a grand total of 47 out of 50. I gave them an extra point because of their packaging. It was the best so far. It held everything together really nicely and made it easier to handle the cheesesteak that way. Today's cheesesteak approaches my belly courtesy of my good friend Brian LaFlamme, aka Spud Crowley, aka one of the funniest dudes I know. Hi Lily and Haley. Today we go to Pat's King of Steaks, which was right next to Gino's. All cheesesteak places have an ATM machine because they're cash only, and they're all 20 bucks. Let's try the king. I'm gonna score the steak an 8, the cheese a 10, fixins reached an 8, the hoagie a 9, handleability scores a solid 9. Giving Pat's a grand total of 45 points. I gave them an extra point because they had birch beer, which really complements a cheesesteak very well. And all the metal has the feel of an old-time cheesesteak place for sure. Before I announce the winner, I want to pay homage to the sponsor of this video, Mike Neuendorf, whose enormous contribution made all of this possible. The editing and provisions for a place to stay. Thanks, Mike. That brings us to the moment of results. I visited 6 cheesesteak places. The one that scored the highest reached 47 out of 50 points, thus becoming, in my opinion, the #1 cheesesteak place in Philadelphia. Give it up for Gino's. Little disclosure, eating cheesesteaks all week is super unhealthy. So if anyone didn't get a chance but would like to sponsor meals for next week, I will be eating the food that costs more money than cheesesteaks: salads.